and a full count. What happens? Oh my god. Strike is absolutely obliterated. One more curtain call for the big plan. Need a pin of Santa Maria. I can't believe it, man.
Today, we're taking you on a little bit of a journey. We are taking you to a journey to a place that we don't even know exactly where we'll wind up when we get there. This all revolves around something called Dinger City Mario Superstar Baseball, which is a phenomenon or a community or just a lot of fun.
Huge honor to be here. Really excited to be here. I'm Nicholas Keller. I own Dinger City, the YouTube channel. And I am one of the co-creators of the Mario Superstar Baseball Club, which is the online scene for a GameCube game that came out in 2005.
When it started, it was literally just you and a couple guys?
Yeah, it all started actually in like the dingiest basement ever. When me and some of my friends were away at college, we just were playing Smash Bros. At the Smash Bros. Club. And then we decided, hey, you know what might be fun? Let's have a different night. Let's play some Mario Baseball. You know, we all played Mario Baseball when we were kids and stuff. Let's give it a shot. More and more people from the Smash Bros. Club were like, oh, we should go to the Mario Baseball Club. It's at this house Tuesday night. Bring your TVs. We'll plug in the GameCube and we'll play some Mario Baseball. Two guys' roommates beat the crud out of them in Mario Baseball. And we're like, well, these two are really good. Let's pit them against each other. So they meet up in the lounge of one of the residence halls at our university. And like 20 or 30 people gather in person watching this game. One guy, Lionel, shuts out the other guy, Gabe, entirely. It's a 10-0 in like the 7th inning. It's ridiculous. And with that, you know, the interest started and the club grew and grew. We hit about 20 in-person players before many of them graduated. And then we carried it on with like 5 or 6 people. Eventually we were like, we're having a really good time with this and we're all pretty funny. Let's just start uploading videos. The quality of the audio and the video was terrible. But you know what? Some people took notice. We all of a sudden had 20 subscribers. And, oh, well, you know, we have a small community, people commenting, let's make a Discord server. We made a Discord server, more and more people join, you know, same story. Oh, me and my brother used to play this game when we were younger. Like, I'm so glad that people are playing this game online and stuff. That's crazy. And then when COVID hit, it turned out that somebody in our community, who's now a part of Dinger City, was the town over from us, which was incredible. We had talked to him before or whatever. He's like, oh, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, we live 5 minutes from each other. And he had friends that played the game and we had a few people here. So we were like, why don't we combine those forces and keep this going? And I mean, that's how it became what it is now. And so our roster currently is around 15 to 16 people who are in and out. You know, people are busy at this age. We're all in our 20s. The core group is like 7 people who are always around, always together, always the driving force behind most of the content. And then the question is like, well, how do we get this actually online? Because you guys are in person. That leads into a bit more of our story where some people start joining and they're like, yeah, we are computer scientists. Let's take a look at this game and see if we could figure anything out. And these guys, through a ton of hard work, eventually created what is known as Project Rio. It's pretty much their own client, which is optimized for Mario Superstar Baseball, which, as far as I know, not a lot of GameCube games have their own custom client that was made on the backs of just people who wanted to play the game better against people miles and miles away.
I grew up on the Wii, right? So I played Super Sluggers when I was a kid. What do you think is better about Mario Superstar Baseball?
That is one of my favorite questions to talk about. The thing about the Wii is, especially earlier into the Wii's life, which is what Mario Super Sluggers was on, which was the sequel to Mario Superstar Baseball, they wanted everything to be motion controls. And they're like, oh, well, swinging the Wii remote is just like swinging a bat, right? So why don't we just do that? The Wii hasn't aged very well at all. And you can, if you go back and play any Wii games, it's like that. For one, we play Super Sluggers a little, Super Sluggers a little bit. because honestly, more people like watching Super Sluggers content because the game sold many more copies than Superstar Baseball. The GameCube just didn't sell nearly as many consoles as the Wii, and thus. But Super Sluggers pretty much simplified everything to make room for motion controls, and it turned out to just be an overall worse game. They added more characters, which is a plus on them. But pretty much everything else, it's just not as complicated, not as deep. They really sacrificed a lot of the core elements that make Mario Superstar Baseball really great to accommodate for the motion controls. And my wrist hurts by the end of one game of Super Sluggers, and I think many people will say the same thing about it.
What is unique about this game that really calls for wanting to play it over and over and over again?
Yeah. A lot of people who actually play baseball games will say, if they've played this game enough, wow, this is one of the best baseball simulators ever, pretty much. Because it's very accurate, it's very true to the game. All the rules that you could even imagine are in play. Dead ball, infield fly, just some things that you would never even think oh, did they program that in? Yeah, they did. But the biggest thing about this game, besides oh my gosh, I get to play as Mario characters, that's so cool. The biggest thing that sets this baseball game apart from other baseball games is something called star swings and star pitches. Essentially, every character has a particular power-up where they can use a resource. They're called star points. And they can use those to do crazy effects. Like Mario, when he hits the ball with his star swing, it's a fireball, and it's a line drive, and if it hits anybody before it burns out, it burns them. They don't catch the ball. They run around in a circle with their butt on fire. Hopefully, if the ball popped up high enough in the air, maybe they can catch it. For example, Yoshi hits an egg ball, where the ball turns into an egg and bounces around all crazy. Every character has something unique like that, and learning to hone those star hits and master hitting them in the right spots and stuff, master your timing, that's a big thing why people come back to this game. It's oh, I was so close. Maybe in my next game, I will land that egg well. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but those are things that we talk about here. How good is the egg? It's really good.
Let's try it. We're batter up. Come on.
All right, the base is loaded for Boo. He's got that curved trajectory, which means that ball, if it lands, is going to be Donkey Kong. Whoa! An incredible play from Donkey Kong. I did not think he'd be able to get that. 2 outs, bases.
Oh, that's in the gap.
Wario with an incredible charge hit, though. It's going to land right in the gap, clearing the bases, tying up this ball game.
I mean, that is a hit for the ages right there, directly in the gap between the fielders. They can't do anything about it, and Wario ties this game up with a beautiful charge swing.
Yoshi is by far the fastest character in the game, and steals are like nothing to him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And a beautiful play. DK making up for that double play he just hit into by turning one of his own. That's the second insane play we've seen from DK in this game. And this is a scary at-bat.
Yeah, the outside of PD's leaf is terrifying. If the ball and that outside leaf connect, it might as well be on the moon.
Oh, yeah, curtains, as they say.
They do say that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. PD Pirano with a perfect moonshot to right field. And Jason takes a 5-3 lead. Still nobody out here in the third inning. A sacrifice hit there for Wario brings us into a 2-run ball game. And now Pianta charging a perfect
great hit from Pianta. Just a little bit of a wrong
play it second.
Ooh. A little bit of a wrong button push there is going to let that ball go through Donkey Kong's shoulder. No catch. Pianta showing his stuff.
Yeah, and as you saw there, not able to make contact. Strikes out swinging. And now Toad puts one into the gap. Can Bowser make a diving play? He bobbles it.
Oh, he tried to get cheeky, though.
Oh, my God.
It might cost him a star.
On a star chance of all things, but he gets back to first base.
Tricks him up.
And now you have one of the best hitters in the game in Boo, and this is exactly why.
Now there's that Picasso.
Pablo himself has entered the building. A beautiful double down the line from Boo to make it second and third with nobody out. Oh, and he gets Star down the line.
Oh, barely Almost turning a double play there, but man, Magically putting in so much work at third base.
Yeah, that is 4 stars burned on Birdo eggs in the past 2 at-bats for not a single hit. Can't line it up. Oh, he let that one go. I thought he was swinging. at that one. And that's the one right at the middle. Yoshi! What a play!
Yoshi with the longest tongue in the West. Swallowing that ball. It counts even though it wasn't in the glove. Absolutely insanity. We got matchup. We got a star for him into Boomerang, bro.
Oh, Luigi!
Stars ain't gonna align though while Luigi got hops.
But here we go. Boomerang bro up. Looking for the final redemption, and he crushes one to pair. Triple and made the play!
He just You know, it's possible. We've seen Birdo hit home runs before. It's not really their specialty, but that ball's up!
Now this is going to be a close play. You can try to tag, but we have Laser in the play. Oh my god!
He just makes it with that crazy arm.
And now this is going to be a rundown. This is a big spot in this game. Can he trick him up? Jason's kind of gotten the better of Dennis in every single rundown this game. Let's see. Oh! He thought he was going to throw it, but he just kept running. He's charging. He wants to end it all.
The charge is scary here as Wario is a more reliable singles hitter than he is a power hitter.
But boy, is it hype when he destroys the ball.
On the Spark fans. Wow! Papa then takes the game by 1 with a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th.
I mean, that is just, you can't draw it up better than that. Wario hits an absolute missile, wins the MVP of the game, wins the game for Papa Den, 9-8 over Jason. What an absolutely incredible game of Mario Baseball. There were lead changes, there were big plays, there were comeback home runs. You can't draw it up better than this. This is why we play this game. This is why we love this game.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Beautiful performance. Oh my gosh, Tyler and Joe. Joe, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Joey Papile.
I'm Tyler Cioffi.
Very good. Wonderful performance. You know, you guys were really calling a game there.
Oh yeah, no, it's the best part about it, man.
It's my specialty. I'm not very good at the game.
Oh no, this was virtuoso. I mean, this was, of course, my first experience watching this game. So the game is a legacy game, or you can't go out and buy that, right?
You have to go to a retro store. You can't walk in the GameStop and get it these days.
So I can understand why people want to play this game. It is unique. Yeah. And the things that he was talking about before, you can do things that you can't do in the later games, right?
This game kind of has a competitiveness to it that the future game didn't really hold. It was more of a casual experience. It was a ton of fun, but it definitely takes it to more of a casual, friendly perspective. But the people that we are, you know, we're competitive spirited, and we like to get into like the nitty gritty of the competitive scene. So this game was really built for us, and it's honestly what some people say to be the best competitive competitive baseball game overall. It just happens to have Mario characters.
Did you guys dabble with games like The Show, like MLB, and how do you get into commenting as well?
So I have played like MLB in The Show and stuff because I'm a big like baseball fan in general.
I'm a big wrestling fan, so I've got like the color commentary side of things. I always thought that was really interesting, so I tried to bring a little more flair than just, oh wow, that's a drive to left field. Now you could bunt in the run here, but Jason famously hates bunting. Would never belittle the game like that by taking advantage of a good opportunity.
But all of our experience doing like commentary for games like this is just through this channel. You know, we learned live through the process over the years, and it's been really great. I think we've come a long way, and I think it shows at this point.
Do you guys actually draft the characters?
Yeah, it used to be something when we started that was in the video, but we found that it was getting skipped a lot. But there's 32 characters in the game and some of them have color variants. And the game only has 18, so we allow the players to go back and forth. It's a 1-2-2 draft style, and they get to pick their captains, who's on their team, what positions they play, and that all happens right before the traditional video would start.
How often do you do these shows?
We have episodes every Monday through Friday. We are doing our current, we're doing a classic mode where it's like everyone plays everybody with predetermined teams, and we're seeing who wins ultimately. And that's going to take us all the way through April, I think, with uploads every day.
Yeah, we try to do kind of like 3 season-like events per year with like tournaments and brackets at the end for our Dinger City Championship belt at the end, which
You're the current belt
which belongs to me right now, reigning World Series champion. Not to brag or anything.
Are either of you guys like a comedy? Do you do comedy or acting?
I did
or-
improv in college.
Our channel is kind of a hybrid of Mario baseball and just us messing around, having a good time, and it is jokes. We're funny guys overall. The whole group we have a lot of fun. So it's a bit of both.
So I want you to put on your sports analysis hats for a moment here. Tell me, what is the key to being a good player?
It's about the grind in this game. Everyone starts from the bottom and you just have to learn the game. There's so many intricacies. There are just so many things that go into this game. And honestly, half of it is just knowing ball. You just got to know baseball because when it comes down to it, it is a baseball game. You need baseball knowledge. And sure, you need to, be mechanically skilled with, making the plays in the field and getting hits and stuff. But ultimately, you got to have a baseball brain. You got to have the knowledge of what to do in certain situations. And honestly, anybody who knows how to play video games and is good with baseball knowledge could be good at Mario Superstar Baseball.
I agree with everything you said. I kind of imply the method of I hope enough fans cheer for me and that somehow translates to talent, but it hasn't worked out yet.
Are there people who watch the show but don't play the game?
Oh yeah, I mean we have over 8,000
subscribers.
subscribers, and I know most of them aren't really playing the game. They're just like, wow, you guys are funny and cool.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say a majority of people just either watch for us or they watch because maybe they don't have people to play with. Even though there is an online scene, not everybody's involved in it, but a lot of people just enjoy watching Mario Superstar Baseball.
How do you choose a character, and is the character always based on who you are as a person in real life?
That's a toughie. There are some people who just have characters they're great with, like Jason, who you just saw play, is really good with Monty Mole, who's like traditionally not the best character. And then there's some people who try to like pick against who their opponent just picked. So maybe they just pick Bowser, so now I have to pick a heavy so their team isn't absolutely stacked with home run hitters.
Yeah, kind of traditionally there is a tier list to the game. Not all characters are created equal in this game, and there are clear winners and losers as far as drafting characters goes. But you can prefer a style. Some teams are more Moneyball style, we call it. It's going for singles, small hits, just move runners base to base. But some people like going for the power hitters. You like your Petey Piranha, your Bowser, your Hammer Bro. And those teams are more focused on just hitting home runs, getting a guy or two on base, and then driving them all in at once. So there are multiple play styles that suit different people, and you kind of just got to play the game to figure out what works best for you.
I'm a money god personally.
Yeah, I like hitting home runs. So
How frequently are tournaments, and do you have them do they echo like tournaments that we have in our own system of like football, baseball, basketball?
So it's more similar to a kind of more esports tournaments. I think Smash Bros is a big one that we kind of have parallels to. But there'll be tournaments running almost all the time, a multiple per month that can sometimes take place on a single day, and sometimes they take place over a week. There's a lot of different tournaments going on. We personally run a handful. We've run multiple tournaments in person at a local event here, but most of them take place online. But honestly, tournaments are firing left and right all the time in our Discord, so it's a really fun time.
I loved it. I think it's more than baseball. It's entertainment, and I think I would love to see this on TV. They should put you on TV to a game of the week.
Put it on TV.
Do either of you, Tyler or Joey, actually play baseball, or have you played baseball even if it was when you were a little kid?
I haven't played baseball since I was like 8.
I do not currently play baseball, but I did play baseball up until I was about 17 years old. I played like my entire life. I still, live and breathe baseball. I'm a huge Yankees fan. I go to Yankees games all the time. That's our, that's my big thing. Baseball is like the thing that I care about the most as far as entertainment goes. So I'm a big baseball guy, and we're kind of split among the guys here. It's like half of us are, we like playing video games, and then half of us are like, we like baseball. But, it kind of crosses over here and there.
And you mentioned esports. I mean, there's other games that are huge, and you've got the big stadiums of people losing their mind, going wild. is this something that's going to, does it have a platform in those big stadiums? Could it have a platform, or is this just homegrown?
Well, it's homegrown, but we would love to see it get to that height sometime. I don't know if it ever will, but we're gonna be here with it the whole time if it does. So we'll find out.
Yeah, some big content creators have speculated, like, will this be the next big esport? But we're still holding out hope that, you know, that actually happens, because the bigger the event, the more eyes on the scene, the bigger the scene becomes, and the ball keeps rolling.
Yeah.